you said you're writing more now. So this,
I'm starting to. I mean, we have a show coming up in a month, and so we're really just drilling kind of a set list to trying to figure out how to play these songs as a 3-piece.
who's the new bass player?
Her name's Michelle.
What's with you and girl bass players?
I don't know. She's a friend. She's a friend, and I always want to be in a band with a woman. Actually, I mean, since Jets to Brazil, I guess it seemed like I want to be in a band with different kinds of people.
Right.
And I've been into, to me, American punk music became really kind of hollow with this preponderance of men and dudes, particularly. Not men, dudes.
Bros.
Yeah, I mean, that culture is just kind of so fucked up and sad.
Right.
And I found it really alienating on bigger tours that we did or festivals,
Right.
which I tried not to do for that reason. Awkward stories backstage, when people talk about women or their girlfriends or fags or whatever. I was just like, if I can play with different.
What we fell in love with just got inundated with the antithesis of it, and it's just impossible. I mean, we grew up at Gilman Street, you know what I mean? Like long before punk broke, and it was like, that was a safe place. That was a group of like-minded people, and that must have been not fun getting thrust into those things.
Well, I was good at, I think all of the bands I was in were pretty sensitive people and like knew enough to know we didn't want that. So, and we were fortunate to not have to do Warped Tour or something,
Right.
because we could just do our own thing. But so I mean, that's part of it. I have to say it's kind of an affirmative action plan at some level. Of course, I have to want to like the person,
Right.
but yeah, I just want to, and I feel this is true of a lot of my friends in music, is you just want to see different people on stage again,
Right.
like unlikely combinations, and men and women has not been unlikely, but so.
Yeah,
Just trying to figure out how to play right now, really. Like everyone's got a keyboard thing, and in addition to their primary instrument.
Right. That's cool.
So it's kind of a technical nightmare.
Wires everywhere.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. It's the people don't know much about your band. Like, it's very secretive. I mean, it seemed like it broke up, and then there was a picture that was released that showed you guys might be recording, and now it seemed like the record was going to be released after you guys had broken up, but are going to do a tour, and now you're saying you have a bass player.
Well, we never broke up. I don't do anything in terms of promotion. And I think that's partly like my own lack of confidence and knowing what I'm doing exactly. And so that's part of it. I mean, we're kind of at the mercy of rumor and the internet.
Right.
And I'm not good at going out there and saying, like, here's what's going on, just for the record, until it gets really distorted. And then I have to come out and say, like, actually, no, we are a band. Or Kevin will do that. He's a little more kind of present.
Yeah, definitely. You're like the epitome of that kid that just kept getting thrust into the spotlight, even though you just wanted to sit there and write a song that you wanted to hear. It seems like it's just been, you're trying to stay out of the spotlight, and it's, Blake's new band. I hadn't seen a line like that at Gilman Street since, 15's last show, and you guys didn't have anything recorded. You know what I mean? Like, there's this crazy spotlight on you all the time.
Yeah, I think that's Aaron too. I mean, there's like two fairly.
Yeah, I don't think the line would have been much shorter without Aaron. I mean,
well, who can say? But
Aaron plays
no,
around here often.
there's a lot of love in the Bay Area. That I feel like whenever I play there, it's really positive.
Yeah.
And the last couple of times when Forgetters went and when Thorns were there, it was like a relief to be kind of grown up and have people just be happy to come and see what you're doing.
Right.
Like, it wasn't it was the antithesis of what I fear in kind of using your name to play a show or something.
Right.
It seemed very happy to me.
I hung out with you at the first time Jets came through. It was the day before Orange Rhyming Dictionary came out, and it seems like that Bottom of the Hill show is probably what you're talking about. Like it was just weird. Like, what is this post Jawbreaker thing? And you know, yeah, I'm assuming that probably happens. Well, probably not so much with the new bands now that you've actually done music post Jawbreaker, but there's probably some of that out there.
It's a little easier. I mean, people, I think at shows at least, people kind of get, well, I don't know. I haven't had to have people shouting Jawbreaker songs at me or anything.
Right.
Unless they're really wasted. They usually, like, it's a self-policing crowd, people will shut them down.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a little mellower now.
Yeah. The Jawbreaker documentary, was that fun getting together with those guys? And
it was, yeah. It was a while ago. I mean, I'm excited to see it.
And we all are.
It's a long process.
Yeah. Does it seem like it's moving forward, or that seems somewhat shrouded in secrecy too?
I think they just do it as much as they can because both the filmmakers kind of have other lives, and I feel like we're moving towards the completed product.
Cool.
Like they're actually going to begin editing and cutting everything. I think the footage is done.
Good. Yeah, it's exciting. This must have been neat for you guys to all it was neat to see pictures of you guys in a room together. I talk to you occasionally. I talk to Adam all the time. I put out records with Chris, but like to see, oh look, they're all in the same picture again. Like it was pretty neat. Is that gonna?
Yeah, I'll be curious to see how it looks on film.
Yeah, no, I'm curious to see the story and how it's told and what it is. How do you see writing? I mean, you're obviously like a wordsmith that people have looked up to for quite a while.
I don't know how I think about the lyric writing process. It's still like pretty mystifying to me. I tend to write really quickly when I do end up with lyrics that I use, and anything I labor over is just useless. Like I'll end up throwing it out or being embarrassed about it.
Tried too hard.
Yeah, overthinking it. I really do think like the kind of honesty comes very directly when it happens, and it's a surprising moment of like putting down a lyric that's so simple and unbreakable in a way.
Yeah.
But in terms of like the writing I do online as a personality online, I'm more of a polemicist or an essayist, and I'm actually very like rigorous about using too much language, and I don't know. I model myself after a lot of 19th century essayists, and that's what I studied in grad school, and that's what I was drawn to. And I like cranky British people, so that's kind of the tone that actually comes into my own work when I'm writing about the elections or something like that.
Yeah.
So they're very different. One is like this kind of primal, visceral language that I use in songs, and the other is very staid and kind of detached.
Yeah. So for Gator, you guys are going to go out and you're doing a couple weeks coming up, right? Like November or?
We don't have no, we just have a couple shows set up to get our feet wet and see what it's like. None of us have felt ready to like say, put us on tour or
right.
Let's book a tour.
So you guys are like a small, new, local New York band.
That's it. Yeah, exactly.
That's got to feel awesome.
It's kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, we have friends that are playing with us at our first show, and like it's going to be pretty local.
That's good. Good. Well, I'm excited to hear the record. I really am. I'm excited to hear another half hour to 40 minutes of new music and words, and I think a lot of people are. So, yeah, it should be very exciting. Hopefully, you guys will get out here to the West Coast at some point.
Yeah, I'd like to come back there.
I'll fly you out. I'll fly the whole band out, even as a 3-piece.